Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another John's Wrestling Thoughts of the Week. I am here in self-isolation. Well, I'm not in self-isolation anymore. I was for a bit, and now I'm working from home. I had to change the camera around a little bit because I've got all my working at home stuff here and my table and everything else. And my house has basically become my workplace as well. So with everything going on at the moment, I hope everyone's okay, hope everyone's safe, hope everyone is all doing okay. Just remember, if you don't need to go out, just don't go out. Don't go out for shopping. Don't go out unless it's for shopping, rather. And just make sure that you're looking after yourselves, you're washing your hands, and you're doing all the right things. Now let's get into it. Why are we here to talk about my wrestling thoughts of the week? It's been a bizarre week. It really has. It's been a bizarre time that we're in at the moment. And it's great that there is some wrestling still going on. WWE still continuing their programming, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW continuing their programming, but I do wonder how long that's going to go on for. Here in the UK at the moment, we have all sports basically been cancelled. There's no sports available at all, indoor or outdoor. There's absolutely nothing, and not even any, there's no wrestling at all going on here. Now, I know we don't have a big national company, but there is the likes of Progress, ICW, nothing happening with those nationwide companies, nothing happening with them at all. OTT sadly had to cancel their shows as well. So I do wonder how long WWE are going to be able to carry on with their Raw, SmackDown, NXT shows. I think things are going to get a lot tougher in the next couple of weeks. They've talked about a lot on the Pro Wrestling Report 360 primetime episode this past Friday, when they went into a lot of depth about that, so I won't go into too much of it here, but WWE really need to look at whether it's safe for them to carry on doing what they're doing, and I personally feel it isn't safe. I think they should air things from the network and wait till the situation is safer again, and then go back to doing programming. There's no point putting people's lives at risk unnecessarily. I know there's Vince's ideology that he wants to carry on, but the question I brought up on Primetime, the question that I'll lay out here as well, is Vince cancelled the XFL season, the first season of XFL, and he cancelled it. After all the money he's put into it, he cancelled it. So he's not doing the same with WWE, though. So I don't know if there's a double standard there or not. That'll be up for you to judge and what you think. I personally feel at the moment, let's not put people's lives at risk, both in WWE and AEW. Let's take a break for a while and let's come back when this thing is a lot better. However, in saying that, lots of news coming out from WWE this week. One of my quick thoughts here on Roman Reigns. Best decision he could have made. Best thing for him is to stay at home. Best thing for him is to not be at WrestleMania and to be as safe as possible. I don't blame Roman Reigns for what he did. I don't blame any other WWE performer for not going or flying, doing the WrestleMania taping, whatever it was. I think The Miz was the other one they talked about on Primetime. Don't blame them at all, and I think they have to do what's right for them, and I would certainly do the same thing if I was in their position. So obviously, safety is the most important thing, and they're putting themselves first, which at the moment is the most important thing. On from that, I did see AEW this week, and Dynamite, I've got to say, was fantastic. I know people say, viewership was down. I don't take notice of viewership numbers, as a lot of you know. It's not a big deal to me. However, I thought the show itself, I actually forgot there wasn't a crowd there. I just got so absorbed into it. And that's the double-edged sword with this, because I'm saying, obviously, in one bit, that I think wrestling should stop and come back when things have got better and things have improved. However, it is an escapism, and I'm a wrestling fan, same as everybody else, and being able to escape into the world of professional wrestling is something special. It really, really is at the moment, and it's something I'm going to miss when we don't have it. But in saying that, AEW this week, I thought Jake Roberts' promo was fantastic. I really enjoyed Brody Lee. I enjoyed Cody Rhodes on commentary. I love some of his wrestling references and WCW references. I thought Tony Schiavone carried that show fantastically, and I think it's the first solo wrestling show, so to speak, that he's done, or the main commentator wrestling show he's done since WCW on his own for the whole, with Cody, but pretty much carrying the whole thing. And massive congrats to Tony, because that was fantastic. Really, really enjoyed his commentary on there. I enjoyed Darby Allin again. Cool little promo from him. It's always something cool, different. And yeah, Cody's right. He's got that young Sting vibes. Definitely got that. And again, Kenny Omega. Everyone knows I love Kenny, but Kenny and Sammy Guevara, I thought had a great match. Shame it wasn't in front of a crowd. I can see them having more matches again in the future, and it just shows that, like, the way Guevara's been built is fantastic. I think they've done an incredible job putting him in the inner circle and just giving him what he needs. You know, Jericho has done a lot for Guevara, and I think Guevara is just getting better and better. I think he's going under going under the radar a bit at the moment, but I think he's out there. He's doing quality stuff, and he's just getting better and better every time we see him. So big up Sammy Guevara. One of my big wrestling thoughts of the week was how good has Sammy Guevara gotten. I think he's just been great. So big up to you, and well done for your performance this week on Dynamite. And then we have to obviously talk about the main segment of AEW, which was Chris Jericho and Matt Hardy. What can I say? Just fantastic segment. A fantastic segment with no crowd there. Jericho was still making me laugh with the thing with the cameraman when he was singing his entrance music, and then Matt Hardy with the teleportation everywhere. Their arguing promo segment, and then the fight, the brawl at the end. I think they did a tremendous job, and you could just see the passion back in Matt Hardy's eyes. That was the most important thing for me. I think watching that, you could see, even though there wasn't a crowd, even though it must have felt very, very bizarre to be performing in that environment, I could see in Matt Hardy's eyes, he was excited. You could see he was excited, and he was relishing it. And I think that's really cool, like, to have a guy that was relishing it so much, being back in a wrestling company, and that's no disrespect to WWE, but they're a sports entertainment company. They cater to a very different audience. I think Matt Hardy, you could see he was just delivering a tremendous promo, and probably got another T-shirt out of it as well, with the whole of ass, which was brilliant. So, hey, winning all round, which is what is great about wrestling, these little things, these little moments that explode and become big things. So well done Matt Hardy, and well done Chris Jericho as well for the end segment of Dynamite. I really thought Dynamite was fantastic this week. I have seen just on Twitter before I did this that Lance Archer apparently is going to be debuting next week, so there will be a Dynamite next week, and Lance Archer apparently will be on it. He will be debuting, so that'll be cool. Big fan of Lance Archer from New Japan. If you didn't see his match with John Moxley from Wrestle Kingdom, go and watch it, because it was crazy. Just absolutely fantastic. And Lance Archer, I think, can be a really, really interesting talent in AEW. The type of talent AEW needed, big in size, hasn't really been used too much in a singles capacity, and can really develop something interesting. So I'm really interested to see where they go with Lance Archer and AEW going forward. Obviously, there is WrestleMania coming up soon as well. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how that WrestleMania comes off, how they put that WrestleMania together, and how it runs over the 2 nights and how well that goes. I mean, it's going to be an interesting watch. I've got my WWE Network, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how it's put together under these very, very difficult circumstances. And they are extremely, extremely difficult. But you know, WWE still want to plow ahead and do it. For me, I would have cancelled it, and actually I would put it in place of SummerSlam, and called it like the WrestleMania of the summer, or you could have done something, I don't know, just done something later in the year, and I'm speculating because like they did on PWR, I really don't think we're going to be out of this, unfortunately, by the summer. I think it's going to take a bit longer than that. So we might even be around. It might even take us the whole year before this is gone properly, and people can actually go back to stadiums. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But those are my thoughts on wrestling this week. I am missing NWA. NWA has been so good, and I hope they don't lose momentum. I want to mention them because I really do love watching NWA, and I've been seeing the stuff they're putting on YouTube, but it's frustrating when something like Power was so good and is so good and was doing so much that it had to be cut off in between, and very sad that Crockett Cup unfortunately had to be cancelled as well, but they are postponements. They're not whole cancellations, so they will be back. And I'm looking forward to a time when the NWA can do more episodes and can bring us more NWA power. So I do want to make a special mention to them as well. Also, before I go, just a quick shout out to everybody on the independent scene, whether you're in the US, whether you're in the UK, where I am. I know a lot of independent wrestlers, it's very, very difficult time for you all at the moment. I know it's extremely hard with no shows and the income that you rely on for that. I hope everyone is staying safe and keeping well. And if you can, guys and girls, please do go and support these professional wrestlers, professional wrestling companies. Throughout these times, a lot of them have had to have cancellations because of this, so do go and support your independents. They really are the lifeblood of professional wrestling. I love independent wrestling. I have a love and a passion for it that will never die, and I don't want to see our scene affected anymore in the UK, for example, as it has been, and I want it to thrive and survive and be there for others when they come through in the future. And when people train, there's places for them to work, there's places for people to earn a living, and there's places where people can learn their craft. And I think it's really, really important that when wrestling does come back, that we all get out there and we support all these independent wrestling companies, help them get back on their feet and go out and enjoy some amazing pro wrestling. Because I know there's a lot of independent pro wrestlers out there right now that are cooped up, they're stuck inside, they can't even go to the gym, and they want to get back in that ring and they want to go out there and wrestle. And I'm not a wrestler, but I know that they will be chomping at the bit to get back in their ring. I'm chomping at the bit to grab my camera and take these pictures at shows. I miss it, and I hope it's back soon. So guys, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Again, everybody, look after yourselves, wash your hands, only go out when you need to for food and medication. That is it. Do not go out for any other reason unless it is absolutely vital. Guys, girls, everybody, please look after yourselves, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.